this man say that the Spirit of God is leading us so that even though we have the mind of Christ, we should think differently than Christ did. Because he wasn't trying to argue that Jesus held that homosexuality was a good thing, a gift from God. He knows better. So I went up and asked him. And he said, well, yeah. He said Jesus was wrong about a lot of things. He had a lot of mistaken ideas. He was a man like you and I. And then you know what his example was? He said, for example, at least 3 different times, Jesus said Moses wrote the Pentateuch. Nobody believes that anymore. And in fact, what he said was, even Dr. Gagnon doesn't believe that. So, I'm dumbfounded. I shouldn't be. I graduated from Fuller. I mean, I know. I had to read all the books, but I guess it's still a good thing that when faced with just rank unbelief, I explained to him, I said, sir, I defend the Trinity and the deity of Christ in debates with Muslims. I just got back from South Africa. Standing in majority Muslim contexts, defending the faith against the very position you are now enunciating. Your view and the Muslim view of Jesus are... Actually, the Muslims have a higher view, come to think of it. Sadly, now I think about it. I don't believe that the man's Trinitarian. I don't believe the man holds... In fact, when I defined Nicene Orthodoxy, it said that the apostles didn't believe what Nicaea believed. And these are people teaching in what used to be evangelical seminaries. What used to be evangelical seminaries. I mean, I'd be happy to debate Dr. Kirk on this subject. That's not going to happen. Be happy to do it. But is it any wonder that he has become affirming? Once you actually believe that the Spirit of God can lead you to think differently than Jesus? I mean, that's a good way around Romans 1 and Matthew 19. Spirits led me to think better than that. You know, Paul and Jesus, just products of the first century. Wow. There you go. Now, has Graham Codrington gone that far? No, hasn't. Yet. But you see, there's always the constant pressure of the testimony of the Scriptures and the Word of God against these individuals. They will not stay where they are for long. They can't. And they have no stopping place. It's not a slippery slope, it's a cliff. And so, that pressure is always going to be on them. It's always going to be on them. They can't stay there. It's not a neutral position. I should have realized it was probably the same guy. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, okay. Now it's all coming together. Let me read you from his own blog. For a couple of my senior Bible colleagues, one had to like the idea that we define Christianity by what we believe. So when I say the Synoptic Gospels show Jesus as an idealized human figure, I have not said enough. If I cannot say, and it also shows the divine Jesus as we learn in the creeds, I have articulated a theology that is on a trajectory away from our shared statement of faith. Yeah, you better believe it. You better believe it. Synoptic Gospels show Jesus as an idealized human figure. Well, I'm sorry, but Dr. Kirk is not a Christian. Hello? It seems that the Muslims have a higher view of Jesus than Dr. Kirk does. And he's teaching at Fuller Theological Seminary. There you go, folks. There you go. Any reason why we should be surprised at where these folks end up? By the way, as I look through my notes, a lot of people one of the things people have liked, and I could do this because since I did do this with my LiveScribe pen, and I've connected LiveScribe with Evernote, I could have, and you know what? I still can. Yeah, look at this. I can transfer electronically my let's see, window, Evernote. You have it? I only did this one page. I could do all of it. Sure, if you want. Here's this is what, and I am not selling. I do not have a a sales license.
Careful
for
of that now. It's a nuclear powered.
No, this isn't warm at all.
Okay, I can do more if you want.
Well, I mean, it's warmer than it was, but it's not hot. So.
Okay, all right.
The LiveScribe pen, wonderful system. It's amazing. I just went into my LiveScribe thing, shared this with Evernote, and I could do this with all the pages of all my debates. And a lot of people did find it interesting a couple times in the past when I've shared on the blog some of my note pages and said, see, here's what I did here, here's what I did there.
Yeah, didn't one of them turn into a bidding war once?
Oh no, no! I know that was the that was the notebook. Yeah, I found the notebook. Still have it. Someone offered to buy it. I think Jeff Durbin offered to buy it, but it was the notebook that I had the day I did the Dave Hunt thing on KPXQ.
Oh yes,
where he said I don't know anything about the reformers.
Right, yes.
Yeah, I've got that at home. We should auction that off actually. But here you can see, and only this is the beginning. You'll notice I put a circle next to it. This is how when I've written stuff down, and I want to go back and I want to make sure to put this into my response. I put that, and then if I want to make sure it's one of the top ones, I'll put a second one in it so it's doubled, and then I can't, like I said, I can't do with a lot of this, but you could actually see on this one, if you go back to this, see. You can see the circles over along the side. Some of them are doubled circles. Some of them